the IPP population started off at over 6,000. I think it's down to 1,600 now, and that's obviously 1,600 people too many. The problem that I have with indeterminate sentences isn't that they exist, because I think there are a very, very small number of people, we're certainly not talking about the scale here, that are so dangerous, and I include terrorists in this. We may need some other form of detention to be, until we're very clear that they are not going to do the sorts of harm that Sudesh Aman and Usman Khan wreaked in Fishmonger's Hole and in a high street in Streatham. But they are a very small number of people. My problem isn't with IPP isn't the conception of it per se. It is the totally immoral situation that you put people in when you say to them, you've got an indeterminate sentence, and the way you get out of that is to address your offending behavior, and then no attempt is made to provide the interventions or the opportunities for those people to be able to prove that they have reduced their dangerousness. And that was the massive fundamental flaw in the system, where you saw time and time again that decisions on risk that were being made were erring on the side of caution, because an offender who would appear before the parole board, for example, was not able to demonstrate through no fault of their own that they'd done any work to reduce their offending behavior. And that's something that needs to stick with policymakers who presided, and ministers who presided over that completely immoral situation. But I think, should there be more speed? There absolutely must be more speed applied now to the cases of all the remaining 1,600 people who are in custody, to make sure that they are released as soon as they possibly can be. We haven't talked about the recall statistics for people who've been released from IPP. I don't have them in front of me, but I think from memory, and correct me if I'm wrong here, they are relatively high. Now, I'm not sure what's driving that, because obviously it's the probation service that breach people back to custody if they've breached their license. But conceptually, I don't have a problem of this being very carefully applied with the right safeguards, and certainly with the contract, if you like. We talked about social contracts earlier. The contract between the offender and the state being, we will give you every opportunity to demonstrate that you have reduced the risk and the dangerousness that resulted in you having this sentence in the first place. That doesn't exist at the minute, and that is a moral failure of government and the system.